everyone, and welcome to Chill English Channel. I'm Sophia, and I'm very happy that you are spending some time with us today.
And I'm Jake. Wherever you are listening, from your bedroom, your car, a quiet cafe, or a busy train, we hope you can relax and enjoy this conversation.
Today, we are going to talk about a warm and personal topic, childhood.
More specifically, we will explore how to talk about your childhood naturally in English.
Childhood memories can tell us a lot about who we are. They can remind us of the places we lived, the games we played, and the people who were important to us.
Some memories make us smile, while others may feel a little embarrassing now.
That is true. When I remember some of the clothes I wore as a child, I have many questions for my parents.
Maybe they were fashionable at the time.
I hope so, Jake. That would make me feel much better.
In this episode, we will use clear and natural English at a B1 to B2 level. You will hear useful expressions for describing memories, habits, family life, school, and childhood experiences.
You do not need to understand every word immediately. Listen calmly, follow the main ideas, and notice expressions that you could use when talking about your own life.
Before we go deeper, here's a simple question to keep in mind. What is one childhood memory that still makes you smile?
Maybe it is a family holiday, a birthday party, or an afternoon spent playing with your friends.
Perhaps it's something very small, like the smell of food in your grandmother's kitchen or a song you often heard at home.
Small memories can be surprisingly powerful. They sometimes stay with us longer than important events. Sophia, when you think about your childhood, what is the first place that comes into your mind?
I immediately think about the neighborhood where I grew up. It was a quiet area with narrow streets, small houses, and several trees near our home.
Did many children live in the neighborhood?
Yes, there were children in almost every street. We spent a lot of time outdoors, especially during the summer.
What did you usually do together?
We rode our bicycles, played hide-and-seek, and invented little competitions. Sometimes we tried to see who could run to the end of the street the fastest.
Were you a fast runner?
I thought I was, but the results usually showed something different.
That is true. At least you were confident.
Yes, I had plenty of confidence and very little speed.
That sounds like a good childhood combination.
We also used to draw pictures with chalk on the ground. We created houses, roads, shops, and even an entire imaginary town.
You said we used to draw pictures. That is a very helpful structure for talking about childhood.
Exactly. We use used to for a past habit or situation that is no longer true. For example, I used to play outside every evening, or my family used to live near the sea.
You can also say, I didn't used to like vegetables if something was not part of your life or personality in the past.
That sentence describes me perfectly. I didn't used to like vegetables, but now I eat them almost every day.
Almost every day?
I'm still working on it.
When I was young, I didn't used to enjoy quiet activities. I always wanted to move, explore, or talk to someone.
And now you host a podcast, so the talking part clearly stayed with you.
That is a good point. Some parts of us changed, but other parts remain the same.
Were you an adventurous child?
I was curious more than adventurous. I wanted to know what was behind every door and inside every box.
That can be dangerous when adults are trying to hide birthday presents.
It certainly can. One year, I found my birthday present in a closet 2 weeks before my birthday.
Did you tell your parents?
No, I pretended to be surprised when I opened it.
Were you a good actor?
Not at all. I said, "Wow, I have never seen this before," in a very unnatural voice.
I'm sure your parents knew immediately.
They probably did, but they let me enjoy the moment.
That story introduces another useful expression. When I was young.
Yes, you can begin a memory with when I was young, when I was a child, or when I was growing up.
When I was growing up is especially useful when you want to describe a longer period of your childhood.
For example, when I was growing up, my family ate dinner together every evening.
Or, when I was growing up, we didn't have smartphones, so we spent more time outdoors.
Jake, what was the place where you grew up like?
I grew up in a small town surrounded by hills. It was peaceful and most people knew one another.
Did you like living in a small town?
Most of the time, yes. It felt safe and friendly. I could walk to school and my best friend lived only a few houses away.
That sounds convenient. Did you walk to school together?
We did. He usually waited outside my house in the morning, but I was often late.
So he had to be patient.
Very patient. Sometimes he knocked on the door and shouted, "Jake, we have 5 minutes."
And did you arrive at school on time?
Usually, but only because we ran the whole way. By the time we reached the classroom, we were tired and out of breath.
That is a lively way to begin a school day.
It was, and our teacher always gave us the same suspicious look when we entered.
Were you well behaved at school?
I was generally well behaved, but I talked too much during lessons.
I'm beginning to understand why you became a podcast host.
Apparently, this career was waiting for me from the beginning.
What subjects did you enjoy most?
I loved history because our teacher told stories about people and places from the past. She made every lesson feel like an adventure.
A good teacher can completely change the way a child feels about a subject.
Absolutely. I struggled with mathematics, but I looked forward to every history lesson because I never knew where the story would take us.
I understand that feeling. I had a similar experience with art. I was not the most talented student, but our teacher made the classroom feel creative and welcoming.
What did you enjoy making?
I loved painting landscapes, although my trees often looked like green clouds on brown sticks.
That sounds like a clear artistic style.
Thank you for describing it so kindly. I also enjoyed making things from paper, cardboard, and other simple materials.
Did you keep any of your childhood artwork?
My parents kept some of it in an old box. A few years ago, I opened the box and found a picture of my family that I drew when I was 6.
What did everyone look like?
We all had enormous heads, tiny bodies, and very long arms. Our dog was almost as big as our house.
Maybe you were creating modern art before you knew what modern art was.
Perhaps I was simply drawing the world from a child's point of view.
That expression, "from a child's point of view," is useful. It means the way a child sees or understands something.
Children often notice details that adults ignore. They can turn an ordinary object or place into something magical.
A sofa can become a ship, a blanket can become a secret tent, and a cardboard box can become almost anything.
I remember building a small house from a large cardboard box with my younger sister.
How long did the house survive?
About 2 days. Then our cat jumped onto the roof and the entire house fell down.
Was the cat sorry?
Not at all. He sat on the broken box as if he had won an important battle.
Childhood games did not always need expensive toys or special equipment.
That is true. We used our imagination and created stories together. One day we were explorers, and the next day we were shopkeepers or detectives.
Did you and your sister usually get along?
Usually, yes, but we also argued about small things. We argued about whose turn it was to choose a game or who had the bigger piece of cake.
Those disagreements can feel extremely serious when you're a child.
They really can. Once I refused to speak to her because she used my favorite blue pencil without asking.
How long did you remain silent?
Around 7 minutes. Then I needed her help finding my toy rabbit.
So, the family relationship was quickly repaired.
Exactly. We could be angry 1 minute and best friends again the next.
A natural expression for that relationship is, "we didn't always see eye to eye."
To see eye to eye means to agree with someone. If you do not see eye to eye, you have different opinions.
For example, my brother and I didn't always see eye to eye, but we cared about each other.
Another useful phrase is, we used to fight over small things. Here, fight over can mean argue about something.
It does not always mean a physical fight. You might say, "My sister and I used to fight over the television remote."
Jake, did you have any brothers or sisters?
I have an older brother named Daniel. When we were children, I wanted to do everything he did.
Did he enjoy having you follow him everywhere?
Not always. He was 4 years older, so he sometimes wanted to spend time with his friends without his little brother.
That must have been disappointing for you.
It was. I thought he was the coolest person in the world, and I copied the way he dressed, spoke, and even walked.
Did he know that you admired him?
I think so, but I never said it directly. Instead, I borrowed his things without permission.
That is a very unusual way to show admiration.
Yes, especially when I borrowed his new football and accidentally kicked it into a river.
Oh no! Were you able to get it back?
No, we watched it float away while I tried to think of an explanation.
What did you tell him?
I said the wind had taken it, which was not a very believable story.
Did he become angry?
Of course, but years later we could laugh about it. That is interesting about childhood memories. Some experiences feel terrible at the time, but later they become funny family stories.
We often use the phrase, looking back, when our opinion about a past experience has changed.
For example, looking back, the problem was not as serious as I thought.
Or, looking back, I realize how patient my parents were.
That is something I understand more clearly as an adult. My parents worked hard, took care of us, and still found time to listen to our endless stories.
Children do have endless stories, especially when adults are tired and ready to sleep.
Exactly. I always remembered something extremely important just as my father turned off the light.
Like needing a glass of water?
Yes, or suddenly needing to explain everything that happened during lunch at school.
Did your family have a bedtime routine?
We did. My father usually read to us for about 20 minutes. Sometimes he read a book and sometimes he invented a story.
Which stories did you prefer?
I preferred the stories he invented because my brother and I could choose the characters.
That sounds fun. What characters did you choose?
Usually a brave knight, a clever fox, and a very confused dragon who could never remember where he lived.
I already feel sorry for that dragon.
He had a difficult life, but every story ended with him finding his way home.
Do you think those evenings influenced your love of stories?
Definitely. At the time, I simply enjoyed listening, but looking back, I think those stories helped develop my imagination.
Family routines can become strong memories because they happen regularly and make children feel safe.
Yes, and they do not need to be complicated. A routine could be eating breakfast together, visiting relatives on Sundays, or watching a favorite program every week.
In my family, Saturday morning was special because my father made pancakes.
Was he a good cook?
He was good at pancakes, but he always made the first one too thick.
What happened to the first pancake?
He ate it himself and called it the cook's reward.
That sounds like a clever rule.
We sat around the kitchen table, talked about our plans, and sometimes listened to music. It was a simple routine, but it made the weekend feel different.
Do you still have pancakes on Saturday mornings?
Not every Saturday, but I sometimes make them when I want to remember that feeling.
Food is strongly connected to memory. A familiar taste or smell can suddenly carry you back to a particular moment.
The phrase carry you back means to make you remember and almost feel that you are in the past again.
For me, the smell of warm bread carries me back to my grandmother's house. She lived near us and baked bread several times a week.
Did she help you in the kitchen?
I tried to help, but I mostly asked questions and ate small pieces of dough when she was not looking.
I suspect she knew exactly what you were doing.
She probably did. She always prepared a little extra dough, so perhaps it was part of her plan.
Grandparents often understand more than children realize. They notice everything, but sometimes they quietly let us enjoy the moment.
That is true. My grandmother rarely became angry with me, even when I made a mess in her kitchen.
Did you spend a lot of time with her?
Yes, especially during school holidays. She had a garden behind her house, and I used to help her water the plants.
Did you enjoy gardening?
I enjoyed using the hose. I was less interested in the plants and more interested in spraying water everywhere.
I can imagine your grandmother trying to stay dry.
She often said, "Jake, the tomatoes need water, I do not."
That is a wonderful memory. It is funny, but it also shows the warm relationship you had with her.
Yes, and now I understand that those ordinary afternoons were very special.
We sometimes believe that important memories must come from big events, but many of our strongest memories come from normal days.
A conversation in the kitchen, A walk home from school or a game with a friend can remain in our minds for years.
Jake, was there anything about your childhood that you found difficult?
Yes, I was quite shy when I was young, especially around people I did not know.
How did that affect you at school?
I became nervous when I had to speak in front of the class. Even when I knew the answer, I was afraid to raise my hand.
A lot of people can probably relate to that feeling.
I think so. My face became warm, my hands shook, and sometimes I forgot what I wanted to say.
Did anything help you become more confident?
One of my teachers noticed that I enjoyed telling stories to my close friends. She invited me to join a small drama group at school.
That sounds frightening for a shy child.
At first it was. During my first performance, I had only one line, but I practiced it at home about 100 times.
Did you remember it on stage?
Yes, but I said it so quickly that nobody understood me.
Still, you stood on the stage and spoke. That was a real achievement.
Exactly. Little by little, performing helped me feel more comfortable around other people.
We can use the expression little by little when a change happens slowly over time.
For example, little by little, I became more independent, or my English improved little by little.
Another useful expression is I grew out of it. We use this when a habit, interest, or behavior disappears as we get older.
I could say, I was extremely shy as a child, but I gradually grew out of it.
Although you may not completely grow out of everything, some childhood qualities stay with you.
That is true. I can still feel nervous before speaking to a large group, but now I know how to manage it.
I had a different challenge. I was afraid of the dark.
Did you sleep with a light on?
Yes, I had a small lamp beside my bed, and I checked under the bed every night.
What did you expect to find there?
I was not sure, but I believed checking was an important safety procedure.
Did you eventually overcome that fear?
Yes, but it took time. My mother helped me create a relaxing bedtime routine, and gradually I stopped worrying.
Overcome a fear is another helpful phrase. It means to successfully deal with something that frightens you.
You might say, I overcame my fear of swimming, or my friend helped me overcome my fear of dogs.
Childhood is a time when we experience many things for the first time, so fear and uncertainty are natural.
We learn how to make friends, solve problems, accept disappointment, and become more independent.
We also make mistakes, and those mistakes often teach us valuable lessons.
If you could speak to your childhood self, what would you say?
I would say, you do not need to worry so much about what other people think.
That is a valuable message for children and adults.
I spent too much time trying to avoid mistakes because I wanted everyone to see me as a good student.
But making mistakes is a natural part of learning.
Exactly. I would tell young Jake to ask more questions, try new things, and not take every small problem so seriously.
Would you warn him about kicking his brother's football into the river?
Yes, that would be my second piece of advice.
I think I would tell my childhood self to enjoy simple moments without always waiting for something exciting to happen.
Children sometimes want to grow up quickly, but adults often wish they could return to those slower, simpler days.
Of course, not everyone has a happy childhood, and some memories can be painful.
That is important to recognize. You do not have to share memories that make you uncomfortable.
When someone asks about your childhood, you can choose what you want to discuss. You can focus on a favorite activity, a teacher, a place, or a positive experience.
You are always allowed to protect personal parts of your story.
Now, let's review some useful expressions from our conversation.
The first expression is used to, which describes a past habit or situation that is no longer true.
For example, I used to collect stickers when I was a child.
We also used when I was growing up to introduce an experience from a longer period of childhood.
For example, when I was growing up, my cousins visited us every summer.
Another expression is looking back, which we use when thinking about the past from our present point of view.
You could say, looking back, I realize how much I learned from my family.
We also learned carry me back, A smell, taste, sound, or object can carry you back to an earlier time.
Little by little describes gradual progress, while grow out of something means to stop doing or experiencing it as you become older.
And to overcome a fear means to face that fear and gradually become stronger than it.
You can practice these expressions by answering a few questions. Where did you grow up? What did you used to do after school?
What food carries you back to your childhood? Was there a fear or habit that you eventually grew out of?
Try answering with complete sentences. You can speak aloud, write your answers in a notebook, or practice with a friend.
Do not worry about creating a perfect story. Begin with one clear memory and add simple details about the people, place, and feeling.
Before we finish, return to the question from the beginning. What is one childhood memory that still makes you smile?
Take a quiet moment and allow a picture to appear in your mind.
Maybe you can see an old classroom, a family kitchen, a favorite toy, or a street where you used to play.
Notice why that memory is meaningful to you and how you would describe it in English.
If you would like to practice, share your answer in the comments. You can write, "When I was growing up, I used to," and complete the sentence with your own memory.
Reading other learners' memories can also remind us that childhood experiences are different, but many feelings are universal.
Thank you for spending this calm and meaningful time with us on Chill English Channel.
Keep listening, keep speaking, and remember that every story from your past can help you build stronger English today. We'll see you again soon.